13 foods that could lower your risk of cancer. What you eat can drastically affect many aspects of your health, including your risk of developing chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. There are also several studies showing that a higher intake of certain foods could be associated with a lower risk of the disease. Here are the 13 foods that could lower your risk of cancer. 1. Broccoli. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, a plant compound found in cruciferous vegetables that may have potent anti-cancer properties. One test tube study showed that sulforaphane reduced the size and number of breast cancer cells by up to 75%. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, a compound that has been shown to cause tumor cell death and reduce tumor size in test tube and animal studies. A higher intake of cruciferous vegetables may also be associated with a lower risk of colorectal cancer. 2. Carrots. Several studies have found that eating more carrots is linked to a decreased risk of certain types of cancer. For example, an analysis looked at the results of 5 studies and concluded that eating carrots may reduce the risk of stomach cancer by up to 26%. It found that current smokers who did not eat carrots were 3 times as likely to develop lung cancer, compared to those who ate carrots more than once per week. Try incorporating carrots into your diet as a healthy snack or delicious side dish just a few times per week to increase your intake and potentially reduce your risk of cancer. 3. Beans. Beans are high in fiber, which some studies have found may help protect against colorectal cancer. One study followed 1,905 people with a history of colorectal tumors and found that those who consumed more cooked, dried beans tended to have a decreased risk of tumor recurrence. Beans are high in fiber, which may be protective that are against colorectal cancer. 3. Berries. Berries are high in anthocyanins, plant pigments that have antioxidant properties and may be associated with a reduced risk of cancer. Another small study gave freeze-dried black raspberries to patients with oral cancer and showed that it decreased levels of certain markers associated with cancer progression. Based on these findings, including a serving or 2 of berries in your diet each day may help inhibit the development of cancer. 4. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is well known for its health benefits, including its ability to reduce blood sugar and ease inflammation. In addition, some test tube and animal studies have found that cinnamon may help block the spread of cancer cells. A test tube study found that cinnamon extract was able to decrease the spread of cancer cells and induce their death. 5. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is well known for its health benefits, including its ability to reduce blood sugar and ease inflammation. Including 1/2–1 teaspoon, 2 to 4 grams, of cinnamon in your diet per day may be beneficial in cancer prevention, and may come with other benefits as well, such as reduced blood sugar and decreased inflammation. 6. Nuts. Research has found that eating nuts may be linked to a lower risk of certain types of cancer. For instance, a study looked at the diets of 19,386 people and found that eating a greater number of nuts was associated with a decreased risk of dying from cancer. Another study followed 30,708 participants for up to 30 years and found that eating nuts regularly was associated with a decreased risk of colorectal, pancreatic, and endometrial cancers. Some studies have found that an increased intake of nuts may decrease the risk of cancer. Research shows that some specific types like Brazil nuts and walnuts may also be linked to a lower risk of cancer. 7. Olive oil. Olive oil is loaded with health benefits, so it's no wonder it's one of the staples of the Mediterranean diet. Several studies have even found that a higher intake of olive oil may help protect against cancer. One massive review made up of 19 studies showed that people who consumed the greatest amount of olive oil had a lower risk of developing breast cancer and cancer of the digestive system than those with the lowest intake. Several studies have shown that a higher intake of olive oil may be associated with a reduced risk of certain types of cancer. 8. Turmeric. Turmeric is a spice well known for its health-promoting properties. Curcumin, its active ingredient, is a chemical with anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and even anti-cancer effects. One study looked at the effects of curcumin on 44 patients with lesions in the colon that could have become cancerous. After 30 days, 4 grams of curcumin daily reduced the number of lesions present by 40%. In a test tube study, curcumin was also found to decrease the spread of colon cancer cells by targeting a specific enzyme related to cancer growth. Turmeric contains curcumin, a chemical that flaxseed may have been shown to reduce the growth of many types of cancer and lesions in test tube and human studies. 9. Citrus fruits. Eating citrus fruits such as lemons, limes, grapefruits, and oranges has been associated with a lower risk of cancer in some studies. One large study found that participants who ate a higher number of citrus fruits had a lower risk of developing cancers of the digestive and upper respiratory tract. A review looking at 9 studies also found that a greater intake of citrus fruits was linked to a reduced risk of pancreatic cancer. Finally, a review of 14 studies showed that a high intake, or at least 3 servings per week, of citrus fruit reduced the risk of stomach cancer by 28%. 10. Flaxseed. High in fiber as well as heart-healthy fats, flaxseed can be a healthy addition to your diet. Some research has shown that it may even help decrease cancer growth and help kill off cancer cells. In one study, 32 women with breast cancer received either a flaxseed muffin daily or a placebo for over a month. At the end of the study, the flaxseed group had decreased levels of specific markers that measure tumor growth, as well as an increase in cancer cell death. In another study, 161 men with prostate cancer were treated with flaxseed, which was found to reduce the growth and spread of cancer cells. Some studies have found that flaxseed may have reduced cancer growth in breast and prostate cancers. It is also high in fiber, which may decrease the risk of colorectal cancer. 11. Tomatoes. Lycopene is a compound found in tomatoes that is responsible for its vibrant red color as well as its anti-cancer properties. Several studies have found that an increased intake of lycopene in tomatoes could lead to a reduced risk of prostate cancer. A review of 17 studies also found that a higher intake of raw tomatoes, cooked tomatoes, and lycopene were all associated with a reduced risk of prostate cancer. To help increase your intake, include a serving or 2 of tomatoes in your diet each day by adding them to sandwiches, salads, sauces, or pasta dishes. 12. Garlic. The active component in garlic is allicin, a compound that has been shown to kill off cancer cells in multiple test tube studies. Several studies have found an association between garlic intake and a lower risk of certain types of cancer. One study of 543,220 participants found that those who ate lots of allium vegetables, such as garlic, onions, leeks, and shallots, had a lower risk of stomach cancer than those who rarely consumed them. Another study found that participants who ate lots of garlic, as well as fruit, deep yellow vegetables, dark green vegetables, and onions, were less likely to develop colorectal tumors. However, this study did not isolate the effects of garlic. Garlic contains allicin, a compound that has been shown to kill cancer cells in test tube studies. Studies have found that eating more garlic could lead to decreased risks of stomach, prostate, and colorectal cancers. 13. Fatty fish. Some research suggests that including a few servings of fish in your diet each week may reduce your risk of cancer. One large study showed that a higher intake of fish was associated with a lower risk of digestive tract cancer. Another study that followed 478,040 adults found that eating more fish decreased the risk of developing colorectal cancer, while red and processed meats increased the risk. In particular, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and anchovies contain important nutrients such as vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids that have been linked to a lower risk of cancer. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel to receive our next educative videos.